We get your kids right before lunch, so they're a little hangry, but they actually, this class period is so sweet. They're great. So I'm Kelly Henry, your student's chemistry teacher. This is Dr. Leon. He is my student teacher. The kids lucked out. They get 2 teachers for the price of 1 this year, and I couldn't be more happy about it, and I think it's going to really be beneficial for them, which is why I snagged him when he was looking for someone to mentor. So we're going to start off by telling you a little bit about ourselves, because I don't know about you guys, but I want to know who my kids are around all day, right? That's what I care about. So they're my babies. So let's talk about Dr. Leon.
Sure. So I'm Andy Leon, and your kids refer to me as either Dr. Leon, Mr. Leon, or Dr. Leon. I answer to all of those, but a little bit about me. So I attended Creighton University, where I got my bachelor's degree in chemistry. You know, if you're not familiar with Creighton, I call it the Gonzaga of the Midwest. I then got my PhD in organic chemistry from Northwestern University in Chicago. There, I designed small organic molecules to regulate brain enzymes as anti-seizure therapy. But after I did that, I said, I'm going to go to law school. So I went to law school, and I've been practicing law for the past 25 years. Mostly in intellectual property law, in the patent area, in the chemical,
Right. Right.
pharmaceutical, and biotech area.
This is why I snagged it.
So I've covered everything from polymers to molecular biology and all kinds of stuff. But I went to grad school originally because I wanted to teach organic chemistry because I love it. Sounds weird. I'm like one of 5 people on the planet that love organic chemistry, but I did.
I hate it.
And I figured, you know what? I want to get back to it. So I retired from practicing law, and here I am. I'm super excited to be here and working with the kids. It's funny to be a student teacher, but I'm having a great time. I'm married. I have 2 kids, both of which graduated from this school. So everything you talked about, I've lived it. The traffic, going to games, going to plays, going to curriculum night, trying to split up between 2 kids' schedules. I've been there, so I can relate. But I am happy to be here.
And we are so lucky to have him. I'm Kelly Henry. This is my 9th year here at IHS and my 9th year teaching. I taught chemistry here for 5 years, and then for 2 years I decided to delve into ASB and go that route. And then I was like, man, I just like chemistry so much better. And one of our chemistry teachers was leaving, so last year I came back to the chemistry department, and it's good to be home. Let's just say that. I got my bachelor's of science in chemistry from Washington State University. Go Cougs. And I also got my master's in teaching there as well. And then decided to take this class called Nuclear Reactor Operations, which was a class at they have a research reactor on campus. It's a 1 megawatt trigger reactor. It's been there for 60 years. And I took the class, and then they offered me a job. And I thought to myself, okay, nuclear chemistry and radioactive chemistry, that's going to be in kids' lives forever. Whether you're pro or against nuclear, it's there and we have to deal with it. So why don't I educate myself as much as possible about this thing that is going to be in the future for kids' lives as I can before going out and educating them about it as well. And so I spent 3 years working as a nuclear reactor operator at their research reactor. First as a reactor operator and then a senior reactor operator. It was one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie. It was very fun, very challenging, just really wonderful. But teaching is at my heart. And so when an opportunity opened up here, I jumped on it. So I do like to bring a little more radioactive chemistry into your students' lives every year. And so I also like to do a fun demo for you guys on parent night. So this is a GM detector. It's a Geiger-Müller detector for radiation. And as you can hear, if I'm quiet, there's every once in a while a little blip here and there. Okay, that's background radiation, because guess what? The world is radioactive. You're radioactive. I'm radioactive. Everything that we live in is radioactive. So we are constantly being exposed to a little bit of radiation. This demo that I like to do highlights the difference between radioactive exposure and radioactive contamination. I picked up this beautiful glass dish at an antique store. It is uranium glass, which means that it's made out of that cool green color is actually uranium oxides embedded in the glass that make it beautiful, and it glows in UV light as well. Inside are a bunch of uranium glass marbles as well. What I like to show kids is that it is a little bit radioactive, okay? Not a ton, but more than background, especially if I put it right there in that dish. But I can do that, hold those marbles in my hand. I didn't wash my hand, I didn't wipe my hand, didn't do anything. And now, nothing, or background, okay? So I was exposed to radioactivity. I was not contaminated with it. The radioactivity stays in the glass. It doesn't stay on me. That's a big difference. And a lot of people don't understand that aspect. It's just one simple thing that we talk about in our nuclear chemistry unit. We talk about a whole lot more, but it's just one of the things that we like to do. So let's see, what else? I am also married, going on 15 years. I have a 4-year-old daughter named Frankie who likes to do science a lot, aka baking soda with food coloring and vinegar. Yeah. That's her doing science this summer. I just really love being back here. My parents live here. A little bit more during that 2 years where I was teaching ASB. I also was diagnosed with breast cancer and underwent breast cancer treatment for the entirety of 2019. So I told this already to your kids because the COVID protocols, I'm very big on those because my immune system is back, but it's not quite what everybody else's is. So it's also why my hair's curly now. So go figure. It used to be 6 straight, but chemo curls. Okay, you guys all want to know about Canvas though. You want to know about your class. So this is my home page. You can see I've got a week at a glance and some buttons. I'm going to zoom in on the week at a glance. This is always going to be 2 weeks. I'm going to try really hard to keep it current week, future week. I'm lagging behind right now because it's been one heck of a start of the year. But this is where you can see what your kids are doing, what homework is due. There's also links to all the assignments if there's assignment there. Then these are the Canvas buttons to different places inside of Canvas, office hours, assignments. Modules is going to be the big one for you guys because that's where we're going to live. We can also find modules on the side navigation bar. When you click on the module, this is an example of what we got going on right now. A module is a unit. And so within each module, that encompasses the entire unit. You'll find a page of the agenda. That's that week at a glance, but it's running for the entire unit. So they'll see like, oh, I was absent like 3 weeks ago. I forgot where that assignment was or what did we do that day. They can find that. There's also a page that gets to notes. Any class notes that we take, I do them on the board. Your kids do them in their notes. I also have a paper copy that I upload here so that if they're confused or can't read their own handwriting, they can find it up here, okay? And then a page for assignments and answer keys. So the assignments are linked in the agenda, but they're also here in the assignments, and there's an answer key. I post the answer keys after the assignment is due because I want them to try really hard the first time, not just look at it and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because then once they get to a test, it all of a sudden doesn't make sense, okay? And then underneath, I break it up by week, and there's the actual assignments themselves. So you can find assignments a lot of places on my website. Let me check my time. Okay. Also, you can find assignments there. This one is, to be perfectly honest, I think going to be less effective for your kids because it's a list of all the assignments in the course. So it's going to get crowded as we go along. It's going to be alphabetized, which I start everyone with unit 1, unit 2, whatever. So it'll be grouped together, but it's going to get a little crowded in there, but they can go there to find everything. Another important thing for your kids is the calendar button. Whenever I make an assignment in Canvas, I always attach a due date to it. That due date attachment means, whoops, my chair did something. That due date attachment means that it populates within the calendar. The only thing is it populates in the calendar the day that it is due. So the Bunsen burner activity is due the 16th. We're actually performing it tomorrow. Okay, but that way you can figure out when your kids' assignments are due. So, any questions? There is a pamphlet right there if you want some more information on your way out. I know this was a lot. Please feel free to email me. I'm happy to answer questions over email and walk you through stuff. If you need to Zoom or anything like that, I'm more than willing to do that as well. Okay?
Thank you.
All right,
You're
you guys are off to Fort. No lunch
Good luck.
today. I'm sorry, guys.
Does anybody need the directions on where they're going?
I assume P2 would be on the other end.
P2, P2?
Yes.